No, I
Um,
would I would just mention eating. Like if you do a jog, like pop that gel between your warm up jog and the start of the race. Just maybe half of it is like psychosomatic, but topping off those glycogen stores, you did burn a little bit of sugar there. You burnt sugar since you've eaten your breakfast. So like just top it off. Take a gel. Not a big deal. You're not going to feel it, but it is helpful.
that is always like I tell that to every single person. Bring it with you no matter what. Like
Mhm.
worst case, you toss it or you just run with it. But I've even brought like a granola bar to the start line or having a water bottle, like having all that stuff just in case you need any of it. And like you said, it's really good to hit that gel right before. Um, that is a big part of the warm up. Like just making sure those are the things I'm thinking about more. Like, did we use the bathroom? Are we good glycogen wise? Are we good hydration wise? Getting those parts right more than like, yeah, there's not so much we can do running wise
I would sacrifice my warm up jog to take a good dump before a marathon, especially
or pee.
or pee like early morning races. Like I'll cut that short to spend an extra 15 minutes in the bathroom because I just want to be totally emptied out. So
100%. You want to feel comfortable, ready to go, so it's not a problem when you get out there. And
yes,
then we kind of said it, but like since we can't run as much, we definitely do more active mobility, those type of warm ups. Pulling your knee up to your chest, heel to butt, some of those leg swings, skipping, any drills like that. I tell people to spend more time on those type of things where it's not actually running and not firing up the running systems, but we can still get the legs feeling good and loose, ready to boogie.
absolutely, 100%.
Okay, working our way down, just a couple left. Half 10K changes a little bit. Half isn't a scary like volume wise. Like we can do, generally for most of my folks, it's probably a 2 mile. Um, could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, something in there. A couple strides. Typically don't do much elsewise because it's also one of those things that the first mile can be a little more relaxed. We're not burning off the line. We can work our way into it. Yeah, so it might just be a mile or two and some strides. For the half, 10K, 5K, that's kind of start where I start thinking about, do we need a little tiny workout in here? It's 5K for sure. It's 10K sometimes. Like, do we need a little threshold 3 minute or, you know, sometimes I'll do 2 to 4 by 1 minute at threshold and then some strides just where those systems are turned on and we feel ready to go and not flat off the start line because we don't have as much time. A lot of the other same things apply for me. We're still taking that gel to the start line. We're still going to do a lot of active mobility, trying to get there really early. Any other thoughts on the half 10K, 5K?
I would say to me the half lives in a different world than the 5K, 10K do, and
Yeah.
I would treat the half warm up and this kind of depending on how fast the athlete is. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you are a sub elite to elite athlete and you're closer to an hour, it's a different intensity than
Yeah.
someone who's going to run closer to 2 hours. And so the needs of that warm up are going to be a little bit different. So
Yeah.
for a higher end athlete, we'll say BQ or 80 minutes and faster, something like that. You're going to do a little more intense. We're going to go 2 miles. We're going to finish. I love all my warm ups for races to be progressive rather than doing like 4 by 1 minute. Like, hey, run that first, 10 minutes of that 2 mile jog easy. Then we're gonna ramp up the last three of that. So you're gonna start to just
I
like
like that.
ease your way into and finish it right at half pace. Like that last 30 seconds is at half pace.
Yeah.
And then we get into drills and then we do
I will
strides.
say often that feels very uncomfortable.
It feels horrible. It
Yeah.
almost never feels good. You're not ready for it, but
Yes.
it's like we got to shock the body a little
Which
bit.
is why we do it. It's like it's
Yeah.
better to feel awful and then it kind of sends that signal to the body like, hey, this is what we're doing. And so you get some of that awful feeling out there. Then when we get on the start line, it's not much of a shock, which is why we do that.
Especially for like a faster athlete, it's just like that. You're running, you're locking into threshold pace, which is like your peak of what you can hold for an hour right away, and you're going to be
Yeah.
pretty uncomfortable when you're running a fast half pretty early. And
Yeah.
so, just like getting your body ready for that intensity of an effort, I think is super important for someone who's more of like a 2 hour half marathoner. You do a similar thing, 10 minutes, maybe progress a little bit, and then drills and strides. It's closer. That's closer to a marathon warm up than my 75-minute half marathoners would be.
Yeah.
And then 10K is going to
Because
be
like
more
you said,
comp.
it's a different system. For those faster guys, you probably are at threshold. For the other guys, it's in that in between zone where there's still a lot of aerobic. It's not as hard of a mechanical task, so we don't need that intensity. It isn't at true threshold. So yeah, we don't need as crazy of a warm up.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. You have a little more time. You have a little more ability and flexibility to kind of warm up into it. If you're a 2-hour half marathoner, where versus if you're trying to run 75 minutes, you got to be ready to kind of like boogie right at the